Louisiana Beer Reviews Winter Ride Double Bock. Now, I reviewed this years ago. I did a duo review last year, actually, with my daughter, online duo review. But I had a virus, and it was actually in 2020 when I did it, and I couldn't smell or taste anything for 10 days. So the beer tasted cold, but I couldn't pick up the flavor. Well, come to find out, this beer I reviewed years ago, and it was called Joseph's Brow Winter Ride. The name changed. See, it used to be called Winter Fest, and then it was called Winter Brew, and now Winter Ride. So I don't know why they keep changing the name. The specs are the same: 7.5% alcohol, 28 bitterness units. It says that on the little felt cap, 28 bitterness units, 7.5% alcohol. It shows people skiing off of a beer glass, and they're using foam for snow. So it's cute. Brewed and canned by Joseph Broy Brewing Company, San Jose, California. It's certified kosher, and it's an independent craft brewery. It's a lager. It says there's your legal disclosure, lager, right above the UPC. And but that's an alias name for Gordon Biersch, and they are famous for doing Bavarian style beers, and they have a brew pub in New Orleans, in fact, which I've never been to. But my friend David, who does duo reviews with me quite often, he said he's been there and he liked it. Best before July 18th, 2023 at 1:43 in the afternoon. And that's making me think this was canned July 18th, 2022, because these days been given a year out on these beers. So took a while to get here. But he bought it at Trader Joe's, and I think he said the 6-pack was $7.99. Okay, so thank you, David, for the can. So this is a revisit. This is a Louisiana Beer Review special edition. And we did a duo at his house. We loved it. But Gordon Biersch makes good beers, so I'm going to look on their website and see if they have a winter brew that's similar to this. All right. Thick cream colored head and a red appearance. Rust red appearance, yeah. Paulana or Salvatore has a similar appearance. It's 7.9, right? I'm looking at something over there. Optimator from Spaten has a similar appearance, a little darker, and it's what, 7 point... Also 7.9, so... I don't know why they go below 8. Could be some tax law in Germany that if they go below 8, they get a break. Okay. Now in Austria, they got those Doppelbocks Santa Claus. They're 14%. I don't like to drink them because after I drink them, I feel like I took medicine. They have the Helles, the Classic, and the Black Schwartz beer. It's roasty, so the first thing you pick up, or that I'm picking up, is dark roasted malts. Very impressive. I was thinking that was a chip on the glass, but it's really something ingrained in the glass. So, okay. Dark roasted malts. Which kind of comes across as dark brown bread crust. Maybe some dates and prunes. Let's go with the taste. One thing I'll tell you, the body seems lighter than the Paulaner, and it's definitely than the Optimator, which is, that doggone thing is like 283 calories per 12-ounce bottle, which is apparently the only size you can get these days. Y'all might remember when the Optimator used to be sold in those 500 milliliter fat bottles with the gold foil top. It was really pretty, but hadn't seen those for years. So this is a high medium body, but it's not a heavy body beer. Sweetness, 2 out of 5 sugar cubes. It's not super duper sweet. Bitterness, I'll say 2. You know what? I'm going to say they're both 2.5 out of 5. 2.5 out of 5 sugar cubes, 2.5 out of 5 hop cones. Yes. The Paulaner has a much bolder flavor, a more abrasive flavor, but I guess you could say a richer flavor. I like Paulaner. I always give it an A plus, or close to that, but usually an A plus. But it's a little hard to drink. It's just so bold and hard on the with the sweetness and the richness and it's kind of just too rich. The Optimate, I'll never get tired of that, but you feel like you're putting on the pound strength. It's like you're eating the beer. That is something else. And I went to a German festival at Deutsches Haus, Volksfest, and they had Optimator on draft. And the hostess was saying something like, it's supposed to be in these glasses, but she said, I got the wrong glass. She said, but don't worry. And she just put it in the Imperial pint. Filled it up, and then my uncle filled up his. I mean, that thing knocked us for a loop. It was just so strong. But beautiful on draft. Optimator, beautiful on draft. And in bottle is wonderful too. Don't believe they have cans. This is canned, and I don't believe it's any longer bottled. It used to be in bottles. Okay. Yeah, it's a mostly dry finish. The whole story, probably know the story of the Double Bock, the goat beer, strong beer. Although some of these so-called bocks, bocks, they're not strong. They might be dark. Is it because of the roasted malts, or is it from caramel coloring? I don't know, but like Shiner Bock. It's so bland. It's not a Doppelbock, of course, but it's so bland. 4.5%. It tastes like regular old beer. I don't want to get into that because I can name a whole bunch of dark beers that don't taste like a dark beer. It tastes like they just had coloring. Get from under that shed. No, you can't tell her anything. This orange cat. But it was the monks in Germany, southern Germany, the really Catholic area, even today, nominally probably more so than practically today, but back then for sure, serious. And they would fast, and I mean really fast, like no solid food the whole Lent. Whereas these days, it's just no solid food between meals on Fridays and Lent, and also Ash Wednesday, and then only one big meal, one standard size meal, and then 2 tiny meals. But what they would do is they would drink these bock. They developed these double bocks, double strong, as like liquid bread, and sustain themselves on it. So they were intended to be very caloric. Oh well. This wouldn't be a bad idea now, to come to think of it, for Lent, because having no snacks between that small breakfast and the lunch, you get pretty starved. Well, I mean, in your mind, you think you're starving, but the liquid is okay. So, of course, you could say, well, that's sophistry. If you're going to have liquid bread, you're still bringing on the calories, so you're in some ways defeating the purpose of the fast. Yeah, I wouldn't argue against that. And then it's not like we're doing it the whole Lent. So if you're going to have a sacrifice with no sacrifice, it's, kind of, I don't know, a bad way to do it. But live on the pathway to the New Orleans International Airport, so when the planes land, they always turn above this house. Like they'll make their turn, go south onto the runway. And usually I'll look straight up and there they are. So anyway, all right, they're probably looking down saying, oh, he's doing a beer review. Score here is very high. Can you get a good private label beer for a low price? Oh, you can get much better than good private label beer for a low price. You can get a most excellent private label beer for a low price. And I'm going to go with 97 on this, 9.7 out of 10. It's that good. It's close and probably, possibly, likely on par with the Paulaner, Salvatore, and the Spaten Optimator. It's that good. So I would highly recommend it. So Laissez Les Bon Temps Relais, fabulous product. Can't get tired of it. Can't get bored with it. And I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to San Jose, California and tour the Gordon Biersch Brewery.